Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to start with the first chapter of algebra, that is linear equations in two variables. So I have just covered the first chapter of geometry in the last two videos and I have put the link in the description box. So if you need any help, you can just watch that videos. And let's start with today's topic, that is linear equations in two variables. The topics we are going to cover in this chapter are basics of linear equations. Now I am going to cover the basics, what are the linear equations, how are these formed, and what are the basic conditions you need to fulfill for a linear equation. So these are the basics I am going to cover in this video and they will be really helpful for your competitive exams. So this is the first thing which I am going to cover. The second thing is, after knowing what are linear equations and how are they formed, we are going to see that how to solve these linear equations by various methods. So this is the first method, that is the substitution method, elimination method, graphical method and Cramer's method. Now these are the four equations in your syllabus. So, and also the elimination method, I guess it has been taught in your 9th standards. So I will just revise it by solving sums, and anyways the other methods I will be solving sums, but I have specified that here. So the next thing which I am going to teach is the equations reducible to a pair of linear equations in two variables, and the last thing is the applications of simultaneous equations. So these are the topics we are going to cover in this chapter. Now in this video I am going to cover up to the graphical method so that it won't be lengthy and it would be easy for you to understand. Okay, so let's begin with our first topic, that is the basics of linear equations. What is an equation? An equation can be defined as a mathematical statement consisting of an equal symbol between two algebraic expressions that have the same value. So anything which has an equal to sign in between can be said as an equation. For example, here we have 3x plus 5 is equal to 14. So this can be said as an equation. Also we can say, take another example, that is 2x is equal to 10. So this can be said as an equation. So this was a general thing which I wanted to tell you. And the next thing is, what is a linear equation? An equation between two or three variables that gives a straight line when plotted on a graph. Remember, a linear equation when plotted on a graph always gives a straight line. Now it can be a straight line parallel to y-axis, a straight line parallel to x-axis, or intersecting at any points on the x and y axis. So it can be like this or this, anyway, but it should be a straight line. So this is the graph of a linear equation. It is always represented in a straight line. The second thing is, it is an equation where the variables are having a power or a degree of 1. Remember, now what are variables? Anything which is unknown in the equation is called as the variables. For example, here we have equation, this one, that is 2x plus 5y is equal to 10. So in this we have two unknown variables, that is x and y. We do not know what is that x and y. We need to find them, right? So these are called as the variables, and these variables have a power of 1. Power means exponential value, that is 1. Okay, this is also called as a degree. So this should be 1 for a linear equation. So if we see here, this is called as the linear equation, that is 2x plus 5y is equal to 10. And also this is a linear equation, 3x plus 5y plus 4z is equal to 20, because all the variables, that is x, y and z, are having a degree or a power of 1. Now this is a linear equation in 3 variables. So this is not that important. This I have given just an example here. This is not there in your syllabus. So just focus on a two variable equation, linear equation in two variables. So the general form of linear equation in two variables is x plus ax plus by plus c is equal to 0. So this is the general form of a linear equation where x and y are the variables and a, b, c are the coefficients. Okay. So this is all about linear equations. So let's see how to form these linear equations. Now how to form these linear equations? Now I have taken two examples here. In the first example, I have taken a condition in which Rajesh went to a shop to buy some pens. Now here it is given that he went to a shop to buy some pens. Now it is an unknown quantity. So we can take it as x. Okay. Now after some time he bought more 2 pens and he had a total of 10 pens with him. So we can write this unknown quantity x plus second time he went to the shop, he bought 2 more pens. So plus 2 is equal to he had total of 10 pens with him. So we get this equation from the given statement or the given condition. So we can find the value of x here, right? So x is equal to 10 minus 2 is equal to 8. So this is how we form a linear equation by the given conditions. And the second example, we have two batsmen had a partnership of 100 runs. So we do not know each of the batsmen had scored how much. So we can just take that the batsman 1 scored x runs and the batsman 2 scored y runs. And by combining those, we get a total of 100 runs. So this is how we get the equation as x plus y is equal to 100, right? But if you notice here, if we write it as x is equal to 100 minus y or y is equal to 100 minus x, we won't be able to get either of the values, either x or nor y. We won't get both the values, right? So remember one thing, if you have two unknown variables, we need at least two linear equations to get the values of this unknown variables. Okay, if we have two unknown variables, we need two equations. If we have only one unknown variable, we can just solve it by one equation. For example, in this thing, we solved it using one equation. Okay, so this is the minimum, this is the condition of solving the linear equation. And one more thing I forgot to tell, that if you have an equation in which y is equal to 2, we don't have a x as the variable. So you may get confused that is it a linear equation or not. But yes, it is a linear equation. As we said that a graph of the linear equation is a straight line and y is equal to 2, also we get a straight line. So remember this thing, y is equal to 2 or x is equal to 2, it is a linear equation. Also we can say that 0x plus y is equal to 2. So this is the same equation. As the coefficient of x is 0, it is going to be 0 and we get the equation as y is equal to 2. So this is a linear equation. Don't get confused if you see a 0x or a 0y anywhere. Also, how will you identify a linear equation? You have to only see that the degree of the variables given in the equation should be 1. Now, if we take a case in which xy plus x is equal to 3. So, here the degree is 1 and 1. By the law of indices, we get it as 2. The total degree is 2. So we cannot say that this is a linear equation because it gets 2 here degree and it has a 1, but here because of this xy the degree changes to 2. So we cannot say this as the linear equation. Okay, so anywhere you see as the degree 1, just make it that point that it is a linear equation. Fine. So this is the way you identify the linear equations, how you form a linear equation, and what are the linear equations. So forming of linear equations is used in the application where you have to form a linear equation using the statement given. So this is the part I have covered in the basics. So let's see how to solve these linear equations by using the various methods. So let's see the methods of solving the linear equations one by one. The first is the elimination method. This method you have learned in your 9th standard, so it would be easy for you. I will just revise it by solving a sum, and yes, let's start. So the elimination method, in this method you have to just equate the coefficient of one of the variable, so you can eliminate it or just cancel it and find the value of the another variable. After getting this value of the variable, you can substitute it in the given equation to find the value of the eliminated variable. Now this is a little confusing. It would be easy to understand if we solve the sum. So let's start with solving the sum. Now the example which I have taken is, the equations are x plus y is equal to 4 and x minus y is equal to 6. So if we write them one below the other, x minus y is equal to 6. We get it somewhat like this. And if you notice here, the coefficient of x is 1 in the first equation. Also it is 1 in the second equation. And we are just considering the magnitudes here and not the signs, only magnitudes. Whether it is plus or minus, we are not considering that. We are just considering the coefficient of the variable. So y also has the coefficient as 1 in the first equation, and in the second equation it is also 1. So we have the signs of y as plus and minus, so we can directly add it, right? And we can cancel y, that is plus y and minus y. So we get the equation after adding is 2x is equal to 10 and x is equal to 10 by 2 is equal to 5. So this is the value of x we get. Now substituting this value of x in the given equation, in one of the given equation, that is x plus y is equal to 4, we get that is 5 plus y is equal to 4. So we get the value of y as y is equal to 4 minus 5 is equal to 4 minus 5 is minus 1. So we got the values of x as 5, x is equal to 5 and y is equal to minus 1. We could have also subtracted this, because after subtracting we could have got that x is cancelled. So let's try it. We are doing it by subtraction now. Subtraction. Don't mind my writing here. So x plus y is equal to 4 and x minus y is equal to 6. So these are the two equations. If we subtract them, that is we get minus sign here, again plus sign here and minus sign here. We can cancel here x plus x minus x, and we get it as 2y is equal to minus 2. So we get y as minus 1. Okay. So this is the value of y we get, and it is matching with the value of y we got in the first method, that is after adding that. So either you subtract it or either you add it, it is going to come the same value. And if you check by putting it in one of the equations, you will get the same value of x. So this is how we find the values of the unknown variables in an elimination method. It is easier method than any other. because I preferred using this method at my times. So let's see the second method now. Into the second method, that is the substitution method. In this method, you have to express one variable in terms of the other variable and then substitute this value of variable into the other equation and find the value of the variable. So this is a little confusing and I would like to explain it directly with the example. Also, I have taken here an example which I will solve by both the methods. That is the first one, which is elimination method, and the second one, substitution method. So that we get to know that by both the methods we get the same answer. Okay, so let's start with the substitution method first. So the equations given here are 3x plus y is equal to 5 and 2x plus 3y is equal to 5. So these are the two equations. If we consider the first equation, that is 3x plus y is equal to 5, then as I said, we have to express one variable in terms of the other variable. So if we express y in terms of x, that is y is equal to 5 minus 3x, we get, in substituting this equation in the second equation. Okay, so the second equation is 2x plus 3y is equal to 5. So if we put this value of y in second equation, that is 2x plus 3 into 5 minus 3x is equal to 5. So what we get is 2x plus 3 into 5 is 15 minus 9x is equal to 5. Now this 2x and minus 9x, we get it as 7x, and we take this 15 on the other side, we get it 5 minus 15. So this is minus 7x is equal to minus 10, and we get the value of x is equal to 10 by 7. This is how we get the value of x. Now substituting this value of x in the equation we formed here, that is y, that is the equation of y. So we get it as y is equal to 5 minus 3x, right? Now so what is the value of x? We get is 10 by x. So y is equal to 5 minus 3 into 10 by 7. We get that as, we need to take your LCM here. So we get it as 5 minus 30 by 7, right? So we need to take a LCM here. That is 7 into 5. So is equal to 35 minus 30 upon 7. We made the denominator of both the terms same. Okay, which is the meaning of LCM. That so we get the value of y as 5 by 70. So this is the value of y and the value of x. So this is the second method of solving the equations. Now we both these equations are really very simple, but prefer using the elimination method. It is more simple. Now we will try to solve the same example by elimination method. Okay, so let's take it on another page. So the first equation was 3x plus y is equal to 5, and the second equation was 2x plus 3y is equal to, actually I don't remember it, let's see it, is equal to 5. So these were the both equations, and in the according to elimination we need to make the coefficients equal. So if you notice here, both x and y have different coefficients. That is, x is having 3 in first equation and 2 in the second equation, and y is having 1 in the first equation and 3 in the second equation. So we need to equate the coefficient of both the equation. Okay, so we multiply the first equation by 3. So we get the coefficient of y to be equal, that is 3. So 3 into 3x plus y is equal to 5 is multiplied by 3. We multiply the whole equation, okay, remember that. So 9x plus 3y is equal to 3 into 5 is 15. So this is what we get, and writing the second equation as it is, that is 2x plus 3y is equal to 5. Now if we subtract this equation, here we can cancel this 3y and 3y from the second equation. Okay, so subtracting these equations, we get it as plus 3y cancelled, minus 3y cancelled, and 7x, 9x minus 2x, 7x is equal to 15 minus 5, that is 10. X is equal to 10 by 7. And further substituting this equation, this value of x in the given equation, that is 3x plus y is equal to 5. If we substitute the value of x in this equation, we get it as 3 into 10 by 7 plus y is equal to 5. So y is equal to, taking this term on the other side, we get it as 5 minus 3 into 10 by 7 is equal to 5 minus 30 by 7. Again we need to take the LCM. So we get the y is equal to 35 minus 30 by 7, which is the value, that is 5 by 7. If you notice something, that is we get the same values by the substitution method and the elimination method. See here. So we get the value of x as 10 by 7 in the substitution method and y as 5 by 7. Also in the elimination method we get the same values, that is x is 10 by 7 and y is 5 by 7. So you can solve it by any method which is easy for you, which is more understandable, and get the values of x and y. Now moving to the third method, that is the graphical method. Now the third method is the graphical method. In this method, we have to plot the points which satisfy the given equations and draw two lines which represent these equations. So after drawing these two lines on the graph, we get a point of intersection, and this point is called as the solution of the given two equations. Okay, so this was just a short explanation of this method, and let's see it now step by step, how to solve it step by step. Okay, so first we have two equations, given equations here, x plus y is equal to 4 and 2x minus y is equal to 2. Now the intersection of these two lines is the solution of this two equations. So this is what we do in each method, that is we just find the intersection points of the two lines. Okay, and this is the graphical method. So we have to plot the two lines on the graph and then find its intersection point, and then we get the solution. Okay, so let's start with the first equation, that is x plus y. For this we need to consider each equation and then find its points at which it gets satisfied, so that we can draw the line. Okay, so let's take first point as, if we consider x to be minus 1, x is equal to minus 1. So wait, just erase it and write it again. So x is equal to minus 1. Then what will be the value of y? If we substitute x plus y is equal to 4, we substitute x as minus 1. plus y is equal to 4. Taking minus 1 on the other side, we get y is equal to 5. So we got the first point of the which lies on the line x plus y is equal to 4. So now we have to remove the second point. If we see, if we put any one, like we put x is equal to 0, we get y is equal to 4. And if we put y is equal to 0, we get x is equal to 4. For the second point, we have done the same thing, that is we have put the value of y is equal to 0 and we got the value of x as 4 after putting it in the equation. Okay, this was the second point which satisfies the equation x plus y is equal to 4. Now the third point is, if we take x is equal to 1, then we get y is equal to okay, so y is equal to 4 minus 1. Taking this x wala term on other side, we get minus 1, so that is 3. So this is the third point which we get from here. So this is how we find the points which satisfy the equations. We just choose some random points. If we choose x is equal to 1, we can choose x is equal to 0, we can choose any point and then get the value of y and find and plot the points one by one on the graph. So let's plot these points on the graph. Okay, now the first point is minus 1 and 5. So minus 1 and 5. Where it is? It is here somewhere. Okay, so just don't mind this thing because I'm not able to do it with my hands. So let me just erase it and just show you once again. So this is the point minus 1 and 5. The second point is 4 and 0. So 4 and 0. Here it is. Okay, x-axis ka 4 and 0. Third point is 1, 3. So how we'll plot this? 1 here and 3. So this is the point. Okay, so these are the 3 points we get. Now you can find as many coordinates you want and just draw that line. But I have taken here 3. Generally in the textbooks it is given that we plot 4 points. But I have taken here 3 because we can just draw the line by using 3 points. But it is easy to draw, like it is good to draw with 4 coordinates for us. Okay. So I just draw this line. It is not that perfect, but I had tried. So this is the line x plus y is equal to 4. Okay. Now we have to plot the another line. That is this 2x minus y is equal to 2. Now how to find these coordinates is, if we put x is equal to 0 in this equation, we get x को 0 put किया तो we get y is equal to minus 2. So this is the first coordinate which we get, 0 and minus 2. The second, if we put y is x is equal to 1, so 2x minus y is equal to 2. इसमें अगर 2x को 1 पुट किया ना तो फिर x into 2 into 1 minus y is equal to 2. Now this 2 goes 2 into 1 is 2, that 2 goes on the opposite side, so it is 2 minus 2 which will be 0 and y is equal to 0. So this is what we get as the second coordinate, that is 1 and 0. Now the third coordinate is, if we consider x to be 3, so we get 2x minus y is equal to 2. So if we are considering x is equal to 3, then we get the value of y as 2 into 3 minus y is equal to 2. So this is 2 into 3 is 6 minus y is equal to 2. Taking 6 on the other side, minus y is equal to 2 minus 6 is equal to minus 4. So this minus and this minus sign gets cancelled and we get as y is equal to 4. So this is the third coordinate which we get here. Now plotting these coordinates on the graph. So first coordinate is 0 comma minus 2. That is this one here on the y-axis. Here we get that point. Okay. Now the second point is 1 comma 0 on the x-axis. Here. And the third point is 3 comma 4. So we get that point somewhere here. So please do not mark such points because I don't have a pen here, so I'm doing it with my hands and it is coming like this. So please do it really very properly, and neatness has a lot of marks in your exam. So just do it properly, okay? And draw a line with the scale, with the help of a scale. So this is the line we get, and if we notice here, this is the intersection point of both the lines, that is 2 comma 2. So this is the solution, like this is the line which is 2x, sorry, I know my handwriting is really very bad here. So this is the line 2x minus y is equal to 3. 2. So this is the equation, given equation, and we get its intersection point as 2 comma 2. So this is your final solution for the this question, or we got the unknown variables, that is x and y. So this is how is a graphical method. It is a little bit lengthy, and then if something happens, your coordinates go wrong and your line goes wrong, then it might make a mistake. We might make a mistake here. So it is better if you solve, if it is not given which method we have to use, it is better you solve it by elimination or substitution method, so that you can you would not make any mistake in the exams. Okay, so this is how we do it by graphical method. And also I did not have a graph paper which I could use here, so I have done this thing for you. So this is all about graphical method, and just try to use the simple methods because graphical method is not feasible everywhere. So let's summarize what we learned today. The first thing which we learned was what are equations, and equation is anything which has an equal to sign in between. And the second thing which we learned is what are linear equations. A linear equation is anything which has the degree or power as which in which the variables has the degree or power of 1. Okay, so remember this thing. Now linear equation in two variables are the equations in which there are two unknowns, and both the unknowns or both the variables have the same degree, that is 1. Okay, the power is 1. So remember this thing. And the graph of a linear equation is always a straight line. This is the second point which we learned. Also, for solving a linear equation in two variables, we need at least two equations to get the value of unknown variables. Now why this? I have explained this. As we have two unknown things, we need to get two equations so that we can find the value of these unknown variables. And the last thing which we learned is the methods of solving, that is the elimination method, substitution method, and graphical method. Now there is one more method, that is the Cramer's method, which I will cover in the next video. Now I would suggest you to use elimination and substitution methods the most. And graphical methods is not that important, because every time we need a graph for solving these types of sums, and it is mentioned in your questions ki whether you have to solve it by elimination method or substitution method or graphical method. And when it is mentioned, solve by the same method. And if it is not mentioned, you can solve it by your own method. Like you can use method elimination method, substitution method, and the further which we are going to learn, that is the Cramer's method. So these three are the easy ones, and you can use them, and you do not need any graph paper for it. So this is all for today. And if you like the way of my teaching, please do like, share, and subscribe my channel. And thank you guys for watching my video.